Welcome to the Ultimate Online 2025 Fat Loss Workshop, where in today's video training, I'm going to be teaching you the method that you need in order to be the highest performing version of yourself and touch up a little bit more on the program. So, guys, let's dive straight in. Now, the agenda for today. So, who's this Zoom call for? We're going to be talking about the struggles you're facing and maybe the results that you're looking to achieve. I'm going to talk a little bit more about myself, who I am as a person, what I've overcome, and where I'm at now. I'm going to build you a 2025 roadmap to become the highest performer you can be to optimize your health and your fitness. The 4-step protocol that I teach inside the program, planning for the year, hybrid physique training, which of course what we're teaching here, building you a bulletproof high performance mindset and teaching you the method that we utilize inside the program too. 2025 fat loss nutrition. So the nutrition strategies that you need to start implementing to optimize fat loss without losing muscle and actually allowing you to build muscle, build your fitness and develop your strength at the same time. Talk to you a little bit about client testimonial success stories that we've had inside of the program. And essentially at the end, we'll see where you should be going from here. So to start us off then, the struggles that you face at the moment. Now, for most people that are going to be watching this video, you're probably a man, say 20 to 40 years of age. And for a lot of people, they're typically struggling with their weight when they come to me, right? They're overweight, they're unfit. And for pretty much every single person I speak to on the phone, they've got low self-confidence, low self-esteem. They don't like the way they look. They hate what they say in the mirror, see in the mirror. And as a byproduct, that's affecting many different areas of their life, right? That's affecting their mental health, their perception on themselves, how they go about and how they carry themselves on a day-to-day basis. Even the opportunities that come to them, like so many people, they're on holiday and they're scared to take their top off. They're scared to start doing anything related to work, push themselves out their comfort zone just purely because they're not confident in the way they look. And it's sad when I speak to so many guys that are still young and they really are suffering with things that I used to struggle with too. And yeah, for most people that are going to be watching this video, they're probably struggles with yourselves. And by the end of the video, I want you to come away with clarity and confidence that you know exactly what you need to be doing in order to achieve the outcome that you're going to want, and which we'll talk about now. So the goal for most men that I speak to, right, the goal is to get lean, so losing body fat, toning up, which most people say, but obviously there we're looking to build muscle and lose body fat at the same time. Your goal is to also get strong, right? You're not just trying to be unhealthy and lose weight rapidly. Your goal is to get lean, your goal is to get strong, and of course your goal is to get fit. Like, who wants to be unfit? We're not trying to build you into be the bulkiest, biggest version of yourself, but can't walk up the stairs. Our goal inside the program is always health orientated. I want you to be healthy, I want you to be fit, I want you to be strong, and I want you to be happy with the version that you see in the mirror. And of course, as a byproduct of achieving that, you're going to build confidence, and that confidence is going to carry over into all aspects of your life, whether that's relationships, work-related confidence, personal life. Like, it's going to have so many different benefits, and that confidence is going to benefit you across the board. And as a byproduct, of course, you're going to have good physical and mental health, which is what we like. So the struggles that you're facing at the moment, okay. So guys, I faced these once too, and I want to be like completely transparent here. Like, I'll teach you a little bit more about me, but I was overweight. Okay, I was about 4 stone heavier than I am now when I was at my biggest. I had low self-confidence as a byproduct, like most men that struggle with their weight, of course. And of course, I was as an anxious kid. I didn't like the way I looked. Like, yeah, what is the version of myself then? I had no confidence in the way I looked. And yeah, of course, that affected many different areas of my life. I was embarrassed with the way I looked, and I think a lot of men can relate to that, and I'm very open to that too, because I think that the more transparent and open I am with that, the more you guys can relate to me. And I think that's really important to understand that I haven't just been born with good fitness levels or born in pretty decent shape. So everything that I've done it has been through working hard, staying consistent, plenty of trial and error years ago. But yeah, this hasn't been just an overnight fix. That's definitely something I can say. So where am I now? So if you guys are watching this video, you've probably seen me on Instagram. Currently running a successful fitness business, which is something that I never would have thought would have been possible looking at the version of myself on the left there. Transforming clients' health and their fitness as well. Like, my biggest passion at the moment, I absolutely love it when clients have success stories and they were struggling with X, Y, and Z, and now they're so much healthier. And some get emotional with how much it changed their outlook on their health, their fitness, their whole life as a whole. It inspires them to do better with their personal life, etc. So there's so many benefits to it, and yeah, it's a passion of mine, and I absolutely love the business for that exact reason. I'm currently competing in events. I'm traveling around the world as well. So, I say around the world, mainly in Europe at the moment, but I'm enjoying what I do. I mean, the fact that I get to work with the clients that I want, I get to compete in fitness events, I get to train. I feel lucky. I feel lucky to be able to do all of that. And then as a byproduct, I can also travel and compete, and it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm genuinely happy at the moment, and I actually mean that. Like, I'm genuinely happy with what I do on a day-to-day basis. I feel fulfilled, and I feel motivated every day to better myself, better my business, and help more people. So if you're not already part of the program, which probably a lot of you watching this video aren't, because I'm going to put this on YouTube, you've most likely tried other sort of methods, whether that's like a restricted diet, you've tried, I don't know, Slimming World or cutting out this and that, and loads of different methods, right? That some people will preach, some people will hate against. Each to their own. That's not the point of the video. You may have even worked with a coach or a personal trainer, and it might not have gone well for you. And something similar happened to me too. Like, I've tried, which I'll show you in a second, different diets to a such low calorie diets, etc. And I'm going to show you how that actually impacted it. So this was me, right? And then let's say about 12 to 16 months later, this is what I look like. So I went from being overweight and I lost about 4 stone. And although I was lean, I was doing it in a very unhealthy way. Like, I'd also lost muscle mass. I felt terrible on a day-to-day basis. I had no confidence. And although I felt embarrassed when I was this guy, I had no energy when I was this guy, no self-confidence, and I was anxious when I was this guy. I was also the same when I was this guy. Like, I had no confidence there. I didn't like the way I looked to an extent. I was so much skinnier. I think I was about 9.5 stone at that point, which is nothing. I'm about 5'11". So yeah, definitely. Although obviously I lost a lot of weight, and I was proud of that. Definitely wasn't feeling great in myself there either. So the point of that is that I made the mistakes too. I did things wrong with the diet. I did things wrong with the training. Sleep, that was never good either. Like, my training and my nutrition, especially my nutrition, was terrible. But I was overtraining. I was only ever eating clean foods. Which sounds great, but not when the quantities are so small, because your goal is to stay as lean as you can, because I think that's the best thing to do. And then going forward, say 3 or 4 years, I'm in a much better place now where I'm training a lot more sustainable. Okay, so I'm a lot more aware of how my training should look like, how to program it to make sure that I'm not completely overworking myself. And I understand that the best training approach is the one I can stick with for the longest period of time without getting injured, that allows me to progress over the longest period of time rather than trying to become the best within 6 months or 12 months, right? And I'm a lot fitter, I'm a lot stronger, I'm a lot healthier, and I live a much healthier lifestyle. But that wasn't an overnight fix, like I said. So let me put you on the straight and narrow, and let's build a 2025 roadmap for yourself. Now, we're in February, so you may not have had a great start to the year. You may have had a great start to the year. You may have been watching it, you may be watching this in bloody June, July. You might not even be watching it in 2025. You might be watching it in 2028. I'm not sure yet, right? But I'm going to talk you through the current approach to working with clients, and hopefully you get a lot of value from this. So first of all, the yearly planning method. Now, get your calendar out. I think that's something that's massively important. I always use a Google Calendar, some form of digital calendar, definitely not a paper calendar. That's not going to serve you. Now, you need to be planning out key times of the year where you could go off track. Now, this could be if you've got holiday booked. Christmas is probably a time where you might struggle. Any sort of time in the year, it might be a birthday, anything where you think, you know what, I might feel off track there. The reason being is because we can plan mini deloads in here for your training, so you have to do less training along that period of time, which is going to be good because it means you have more time if you're on holiday or whatever it is. And also we can plan around your nutrition. I think that's important because then you feel more in alignment when it comes to Christmas. You know that for the last 8 weeks you've been on track with everything. Now you're having a week deload, and you're also having a little bit time off, being so not as strict with your nutrition to allow a little bit more flexibility and a bit more of a healthy lifestyle, right? You don't need to be 100% on it all the time. I think it's good to have like physical and mental deloads as such. Some people like to have 3 days off training, 7 days off training. Some people like to still train but reduce the intensity, meaning essentially you'll be lifting less weight, not as close to failure within your training. There's loads of different ways you can do it. It sort of alters person to person. For myself, the way I do it is I'd probably have a week where I just pull back the volume. So if I was doing 4 sets, I'd bring it down to maybe 2. The weight that I'm lifting would go down slightly. I would be training with reps in reserve, meaning that I'm not pushing my body to absolute failure. I like that because it keeps me in the gym, looks after my mental health, it keeps blood pumping to the working muscles, and also just means that I'm keeping my routine, which is what I personally do. And I think booking this out means you have a lot more clarity around times like Christmas instead of looking for the best Christmas fat loss method or whatever people do. So, yeah, and I think also planning for times that you want to push more. Note this in your calendar too. Do you want to push up a little bit more before, I don't know, a summer holiday? Is that when you want to be in your peak physical condition? these are things that you want to integrate into your calendar too, so you know when you want to push up and pull back, like any area of your life, right? So that's how we're going to do your yearly planning. Now, of course, if you're in the program, we do this one-to-one, but from a Zoom call perspective, which is going to go onto Spotify and YouTube, you guys can do this and maybe pause it and add it into your calendar now. So the next thing, the hybrid physique training. Now, inside the program, what I like to teach is people to be functional, people to be fit, and people to be strong. As a byproduct, of course, you're going to build muscle, you're going to get a lot fitter. But what I don't like to do is just go one or the other. Like I like to try and help people stay strong or get strong, get fit. For me, it's not just a focus on who can build the most muscle or who can get the leanest for a photo shoot to look great on Instagram. I want people to be flexible, to be mobile, and to function at their best, right? Functional. That's what I'm looking for here. Now, strength wise, of course, being in the gym is going to be your best bet. You can still do work at home, but for strength development, being in the gym is going to be your best bet. We could do this for a variety of different ways, but we're mixing up rep ranges. If we're going for like different strength phases or different phases in general, definitely starting off with lower rep ranges is going to be your best bet for developing pure strength. But for a lot of people we work with, we take them through different rep ranges, just to make sure that, of course, you're optimizing muscle building. Fitness wise, we use a variety of conditioning methods. Some are on feet, so running, some are off feet, assault bike, AMRAPs, EMOMs, whatever. I definitely have tips on my Instagram for that too, but that's how we do the conditioning element. And then the flexibility, mobility, we make sure that you're training your muscles through a full range of motion. I think that's the most important and most overlooked element when it comes to good mobility and flexibility, is making sure that when you're strength training, form's bang on and you're taking a muscle through a full length and shortened range, which we teach inside the program too. And of course, good form doesn't come overnight. It does take a little bit of time, but never be afraid of pulling back the load or the weight you're lifting in order to allow your body to go for a full range of motion, which is going to be a lot better in the long run for you. Creating a program. So, commonly asked questions: how many total sessions per week? Good question, but it's always going to depend on your ability and your availability too. But I think you can easily get amazing progress of 2 or 3 times in the gym per week. Cardio versus resistance training, definitely integrating both. If you're only going to the gym 2 or 3 days a week, I think you can definitely integrate both into your session. That's something that you can definitely do, or you can start utilizing off-feet conditioning methods too, which are going to enable you to, of course, get fit, because a lot of it's more muscular endurance work, as well as your heart rate is going to be elevated because you're working for extended periods of time. Rest days, I would never do, say, if you had 2 upper sessions in a week, an upper and then an upper the next day, or upper rest upper. I'd always have a couple of days in between as a minimum. And the traffic light system. So I'm going to talk you through the traffic light system that we run inside the program. So for reference, a green is going to be an easy day, an amber's sort of a moderate day, and then a red is going to be a difficult day. So let's say Monday you did a red, Tuesday you did a green. You can see how this is laid out. Essentially, the key here is you don't want 2 red days back to back. Normally, after a red day, you want a green day because it allows your body to recover, okay? So that's something to take into consideration when you're looking at building the program. In terms of style of sessions, there's loads of different things you can do here, but what we like to teach, like I said, a more functional style, is we're taking you through key movement patterns that are going to be essential for your physique and your development. So as an example, we're pressing vertically as well as pulling vertically. We're same with horizontally, etc. But we're looking for taking you through different movement patterns. We're not just going in one plane of motion, sagittal. We're going in multiple planes of motion to make sure that your mobility is good, like we've said on the previous slides, and to get you strong in all aspects of your training. We're also doing things like unilateral training. That's something I'd recommend, because you don't just want to you don't have imbalances as such. You want to focus on and unilateral training too, which we do inside of the program. Cardio, like I said, we don't go for your typical just cross training or whatever I see people doing in the gym. That's boring and that's old. Instead, of course, like I said, we're doing off-feet conditioning, which there's loads of different things you can do to keep it fun. But yeah, we also do a lot of running too, but it depends on the client and where you're at in your journey. I would say if you're someone who's new to it all, if you're quite heavily overweight, I wouldn't just go straight into the running. It might not be ideal for your joints. But there's loads of different things you can do in terms of your fitness. And then resistance training, in terms of the split that people ask, I feel like there's never this is the best split. The best thing to do is, like I said, go back and see how many days you're available to train. What's your experience at the moment, because that's massively important. And then look at the volume across the week through muscle groups, okay? So you don't want to be, if you've only got 3 days to train, doing like something that's really like a really specific split. Like you'd rather group it all. You might be doing an upper, lower, and an upper split if you wanted to do that, or you might be doing 3 full body sessions. What are you going to get your most bang for your buck on? If you've got 3 sessions and you're training full body, that sounds good. Or maybe 2 uppers and a lower, or 2 lowers and upper, depending on where you're at. But I wouldn't, if I could only do 3 sessions, be doing like I don't know, an arm day only or whatever some people I've seen do. Okay, moving on. This would be an example. Take a screenshot here if that's like something that you feel like would give you a lot of value. I put it in here as basically an example of what you could do in terms of building the program. In terms of structuring your session, something free that I've got for you guys, if you're still watching now, is a free training program. So I've got 2 of them. I've got a 3 and a 4 day split. Just DM me the word on Instagram, training program, followed by either 3 day split or 4 day split. I'll ask you the question and I can send that over to you for free, whether you're listening here on YouTube or Spotify. Not a problem at all. Just drop me a message on Instagram at Jacob Smith Coach and I'll get that sent over to you. Now, the bulletproof high performance mindset. So mindset's absolutely key. I think a lot of people just give like we know mindset's key because how many people start a fitness journey in like January, right? We know that people are feeling more motivated. People's actions normally are dictated by how they're feeling, which is based on how high or low their motivation is. We see that when January comes around the corner and everyone wants to join the gym and get fit. We see that when December comes around the corner or December happens and people's motivation's low, they're enjoying Christmas and they go eat what they want, drink what they want, and then yeah, they decided to make a start in January. So we know that motivation's key. And if we only act based on how we feel in terms of our motivation, we won't get much done. If you only went to work based on when you fancied going to work, you probably wouldn't have much money, right? You probably would be in debt. So we understand that we can't just do things based on how we feel in the moment. We need to do things that maybe are hard now, but make our life easier tomorrow. And things that are going to benefit our future self, because I think that's the true art of it. And it's delayed gratification. Like someone who's in shape, you know that they understand the art of delayed gratification because they know that going to the gym today isn't going to get them fit today. You know that when they do this over extended periods of time, that's going to align with the result that they want their future to look like. So the problem with your mindset at the moment is you have no accountability to get the result. Okay, you're just going at it alone, and your motivation will go low at some point, and you use it as an excuse to let it affect your actions and to stop exercising regularly or to go off track with your nutrition. And that creates like a yo-yo cycle, and that yo-yo cycle is the reason that you're not in the best physical or mental shape that you could be, and you're watching this video still because you know you need to make a change. And that's the problem, and that's how we're going to fix it. And the way we're going to do that is through the method that we teach inside the program, which is mindset video trainings based on different topics and common struggles I see on a weekly check-in. Community, you're surrounded with like-minded people that also want to optimize their health, better their fitness, get into better physical health, also improve their mental health, and people that are on the same journey as you. And when you're surrounded by a team of people who want the same outcome as you become a lot more likely to achieve the result. Like any key sportsman in the world has a team behind them, right? One-to-one accountability with myself, of course, check-ins, calls, etc. And we start to develop a mindset shift that we focus on a healthier overall lifestyle rather than just focusing on I don't know, a 6 week or 12 week transformation. That's why I like to work with people for longer periods of time. I'm trying to build a systemized process that allows you to transform your health and actually build a healthy lifestyle that enables you to continue at this for the rest of your life, and end the yo-yo dieting effect. So okay, then the final sort of protocol here is the flexible fun diet protocol. Now, the problem here is that the old way, or what a lot of people promote, is strict, unsustainable diets, which doesn't align with your future. Because what do you do when you're going out for dinner, or it's a birthday, or it's Christmas, and you don't know what to do? That's why you're sitting here on Instagram looking for the best Christmas nutrition strategy, or you're feeling guilty for having a piece of cake on your birthday because you haven't, like I said on the previous slide, built an overall mindset towards a healthy lifestyle, in terms of looking at it from a lifelong perspective. But you're also being too strict, okay? Now, I'm a massive fan of good quality food and giving your body the best unprocessed. Like, yes, that's all great. But in a world we live in today, if you're constantly scared to eat certain foods, then the effect that that has on your mental health in regards to building a negative attitude towards nutrition can be really harmful too. And that's exactly what I struggled with when you saw that skinnier version of myself. Maybe you have lack of knowledge around nutrition. You don't know what to be eating and don't know how much to be eating. And you've probably got the all or nothing mentality when it comes to food. Right, I'm starting my diet tomorrow. Salad, chicken, and that's it for lunch. For breakfast, just having porridge. For dinner, just having some yogurt. Like you've got this all or nothing diet, and you actually think that that is healthy when in reality it's not. Okay, so here's the fix. you're going to start fueling for performance. You're going to start focusing on going to the gym and being fueled in the gym to be able to perform at your best. You want to be feeling your best on a day-to-day basis. You're not just focused on a low-calorie diet that's going to enable you to lose body fat. You're focusing on what your body needs in order to feel at its best, perform at its best, and feel fueled. You're focusing more not just on calories and macros, but the quality of those calories and macros. And you're also not going to get addicted to tracking your food and thinking, right, I'm 100 calories over my nutrition for the day. I'm going to go into a negative slump because we don't want that either. Tracking food is a great option. I think that people should do it at the start to make them more aware of what's inside the food they eat because some people are really oblivious to foods. Um, but we definitely don't want any drastic diets because that's not going to align with your future or help you at all. Now, weekly nutrition planning, from that perspective there, that's something that we do inside of the program. If you've got something really important going on, then it's good to make sure that you've got a bit more clarity around how to handle that maybe social situation. And then we teach nutrition methods to enable you to understand what's good for the diet and to take that into your life moving forward, okay? So you're probably feeling slightly overwhelmed, but you don't have to do this alone, okay? You can reach out for help, and that's what you should do if you are struggling. And it's exactly what my clients have done, and I want to share a few stories, few success stories. And these guys just cut out the guesswork and got straight to it. So here's a few of my clients for what they achieved last year. I know we're struck for time here, so I'm going to dive straight in. But Thomas, transformation, in his 30s, busy job. He's a dad. He has obviously got a wife. 3 hours of exercise per week managed to allow him to achieve this 12-week transformation, 12 kilos down, building muscle using the hybrid physique method. 3 hours in the gym, 3 sessions. Yeah, incredible. Okay. Luke, CEO of a business, managing over 100 employees, extremely busy, stressed out, struggling to prioritize his own health. 90 minutes of exercise per week, 3 30-minute home sessions, 1 stone down in 12 weeks. Incredible. And then we also had, oh, maybe I've skipped that. I had Alex as well, but apparently that's no longer there. Anyway, I already know Alex's situation. So Alex, business owner, accountant, transform his physique, losing body fat, building muscle, stronger in the gym, better routine. And I've also got clients that have been on antidepressants, came off antidepressants because they're feeling so much better in themselves. A recent example would be Danny, came off his tablets for his mental health and has now even felt more motivated based on his health and fitness progression to start venturing into his business again, which is fantastic. So the problem is you don't have the model, you don't have the method and the system that them guys had. You also don't have the accountability that they had, and you're currently going at it alone. And the superior way is the method that we teach, the hybrid physique method that enables you to become fit, healthy, flexible, strong, and cuts out all of the guesswork to get you to the result you want and prevents you from never ever having to go through this unsustainable approach again and have to go into next January trying to lose fat and trying to get fit. It's a proven process. It's helped over 100 men and it's simple and it's effective. So there's two directions you can go from here. Okay. I'm going to cut through all this. It's quite long. You could try this all yourself. That's completely time. You're investing time. I always get it. There's a cost to taking action with a coach, and there's also a cost to not taking action, and that could be sitting in the same place 6 months from now, zero progress, and wasting 6 months of time. So I'm always going to leave that down to you guys to pick and choose what you want to do. Or we can hop on a call and discuss maybe to see, first of all, if I can help you, and if I can, we can then see how I can help you and help to get you in the best shape of your life and feeling the best version of yourself, both physically and mentally, and see all the progression you can have in all avenues of your life. So if it sounds like it's something that you want to do 100% and you're ready to commit, all we're going to do is book in a simple call, 10 minutes long, just to see if it's something I can help with, see if you're an ideal fit for the program. And it's going to prevent you from never having to worry about buying another meal plan, signing up for another gym membership in January and going at the whole crack again. And it's going to stop you from lacking confidence on holiday or when you're going into work meetings or new opportunities in life that maybe at the moment you're scared to do because of the way you look and feel. And that's exactly what Alex, Thomas, Luke, myself's done. Danny, as of recent, like I said, and many clients have managed to do in 2024. And at the start of 2025 are already smashing it. So just DM me the word on Instagram, game plan. Or 2025 game plan like I've put here, and we can get you booked in for that call, or simply head to the description of this video if you're on Spotify or YouTube, and you can book in for a call there. And like I said, I'm only looking for serious people, but if it's something that you want help with, please don't hesitate to get in touch. And I look forward to seeing some of you guys there and getting some amazing transformations in 2025. And if I don't see you guys there, make sure that you apply this knowledge, and I wish you all the best in your future.